So this is the application that we use to record the content. To give you a brief idea about the application, we can use any kind of touch screen with this application. Right now we are using an LCD with a e-beam device which gives coordinates back to my application and which then renders whatever I am writing on the screen. You can use a touch screen, you can use a digital whiteboard, you can use a tablet PC. It's your prerogative. We just need an input device where you can actually write directly on the screen or on the application. So I'll just give you a brief demo about this application. Let's record a small thing. I can use my handwriting like a plus b whole square equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab. I can draw using my free hand, or I can actually use shapes to draw so that the diagrams are much neater and cleaner. This also can be done using the editing process. Here you go. I can actually select anything on the board and move it around, or even delete it for that purpose. I can take this equation, select it and just move it. It goes. Also, apart from handwriting, you can flip to the next page. You can, if you never run out of pages on this application, because you can add whatever number of pages that you require to complete your lecture or whatever it is. Minus b whole square equals to a square plus b square minus 2ab. I can even import my PowerPoint presentations if I want to, teach through my presentations or explain something from the presentations. I can do that. All the slides will be imported inside this whiteboard. Right now it's importing, you can see it's processing. And as soon as the import is done, the first slide will be showed to you. And you can go to the next slide. You can go to the next slide. And whatever you want to annotate it, you can annotate it. I can explain whatever it is inside my presentations. I can highlight stuff. Move on to the next slide. Next slide. What is the process? Auto tagging. So this annotation and whatever I'm doing on the board is getting recorded and synced with my audio. And if I stop it, now if I want to listen back whatever I have recorded, I just need to press the. I can use my handwriting like a plus b whole square equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab. So if I can stop it anywhere, I can go to whichever page I want, and I want to say I want to play it from this character. So I can play from that point onwards. So a square plus b square minus 2ab. I can even, so the student has the flexibility to start the lecture from any point he wants, and he don't have to reverse and forward or juggle with those controls. He can just go to that point where he want to learn, and he can just say, okay. So if I highlight something here, so I just want to say play from this point, and I can play from this point. I can explain whatever it is inside my presentations. I can highlight stuff. So this is something that I did using my handwriting, and we can even clean it up so that it looks very nice and clean. I'll show you one of the recordings, which is like, there is some recording that I did, and you can see my writing here. And I drew some diagrams. So in the editing process we can clean all this chicken scratches, and you can actually use a handwriting font with nice looking diagrams which are edited and very easy to understand for the students who's consuming it, and you have all the functionality still here. So I can just play from this shape.
XYZ, as it is mentioned the figure.
So you can see this, I can stop and start from anywhere, and this is how it looks after editing. And the final rendition of it on the browser looks something like this. So this is a player which runs on the browser itself. The student doesn't need to download anything, and you can actually use this player. And you can just double click somewhere and
minus 4 squared, x minus 4 squared plus y squared is equal to 16. And so the
I can stop it. I can say, explain me from here, this point. So I can just double click here, and the teacher will explain it from here.
that is going to approach that line over there, and it's going to be symmetric, so it's also going to approach, so 3 and 2 is also going to approach that line over there. And if we want to see where it intersects the x-axis, you just set y is equal to 0. You get x squared over 9 is equal to 1. So x is going to be equal to plus or minus 3. So the positive intersection is going to be over there. So our hyperbola on the right side is going to look something like that. It's also going to show up on the left side, but that's less interesting because.
So you just saw that how something created with just handwriting can be delivered on a browser with very less bandwidth. So to give you an example, 1 hour of our lecture with the whiteboard and the audio comes out to be less than 12 MB. And the resolution is 1024 by 768. If you compare it with a video, it's like more than 10 times. So that is the kind of compression that we can achieve. And it's a very interactive platform that we have created, where you can touch and feel all your lecture. You can view it as a book, you can read it as a book, and wherever you don't understand something, you can just double click and the teacher will
Of this new circle going to be? What's the equation of this new circle going?
So this is very interactive platform. So moreover, you can actually tag the content and put relations, X references, everything. Like you can see a small eye icon here. So this is actually an intelligent tag which says there is a related content to it. So here, this is a Khan's video on parabola and circles. So here you can see that all the lectures which are relating to circle are presented here to the student, so that suppose a student don't know what a circle is, he can actually go and check out the content from YouTube directly and play if he wants that. Moreover, because of my content is very interactive and it's not linear, I can actually go into my content and search that what's written in the content, and I can relate it to other topics. Like here you see that content is pulled from Top Chalks, which is on circle. So you can see various forms of circles, equation of circle. So let's go to something other, like this is a equation for a hyperbola. So you can see conic sections, intro to hyperbolas, every related content from Khan's videos, or maybe it's from Top Chalks lectures that we have created, or if I have a Wikipedia description for whatever is written here, I can pull that up. It will show it in a bit. It's getting the data. So you can see that there is something in Wikipedia about hyperbola, what a hyperbola is. And same thing, you can pull up Google references, Google books, other references if you have. And this is all dynamic, and you don't have to hard link it. So this is some functionality that we recently added, and every content can be added, every content can be tagged contextually, and this is a fairly automated process.